In 1972, there were the Watergate break-ins, an election, and a landslide of Nixon over McGovern in that election. How in the world did that happen? As for me, at the beginning of the calendar year, I was 27, a newly minted PhD, and living in Dexter, Oregon. During the winter and spring of that year, I had two projects going. One was an attendance study where I had to tool all over our county, which is the size of Rhode Island, and the other was a career exploration study of junior high students. Both of these projects had me taking my 65 Chevy Super Sport all over the place. At the same time, I was interviewing for full-time positions for the 72-73 school year. My timing was perfect. I was female, I had a PhD, and evidently I could interview fairly well because I was offered all the jobs that I interviewed for, which was one at Oberlin, Northern Arizona, Chico State, and at my old alma mater, Indiana University. But I liked Oregon, and I was offered a joint appointment in the newly reorganized Career Planning and Placement Service and in the Counseling Psych Department, and I started summer 1972. While I was trying to make something of myself, the world kept turning. As I said, there were the Watergate break-ins in late spring. As for women, on June 23rd, Title IX was enacted, which dramatically increased enrollments of women in athletic programs. Also, Ms. Magazine started summer 1972. In summer, McGovern was nominated by the Democrats at the convention, and in August, Nixon and Agnew were renominated at the Republican convention. As far as the campaign, McGovern somehow became known as the candidate for acid, amnesty, and abortion. And whether this was true or not, he was known as the candidate of the 60s, which of course was a horrible thing to carry around, and he was trounced in the November election. Late summer had the fateful Munich Olympics, where 11 Israeli athletes were killed. In late fall 1972, the Paris peace talks broke down between the North Vietnamese and the Americans, and on December 18, 1972, Nixon ordered new bombing of North Vietnam. As for me, in fall 1972, I was teaching career guidance, was on a state committee of career education, working in the Career Planning and Placement Office, and I was invited to join the Faculty Wives Club. Got that? Faculty Wives Club. It was at that time that I began to wonder what it was going to be like to be a woman in this mostly man's world at the university.